Hi, guys. Been getting a lot of questions on wanting more detail about volume by price and how I use that to trade with the strat. I'm always looking for the setups on the longer time frames, so daily, weekly, monthly, etc. But in terms of entering a trade and getting that right, the volume by price has really helped me a lot. There's also days, I've got 3 kids, where I just need to be done trading by 11 o'clock because I may have a meeting with the kids or what have you. And most of us got into trading because we believed that it would give us more time to do the things that we want. So this could be really helpful to you in that regard. There's 2 things with volume by price. There's what's called a histogram chart, and then there's something called the point of control. So I'm just going to draw it out first here, and then we'll look at some charting examples to help you understand more how I use it. So here is an example of a volume by price chart. And this point of control, basically when you put volume by price on your chart, it's the price level for the time period with the highest traded volume. So the way I use it, and I tend to use it at the open because it's very reliable. If price is above point of control and there's a void that we see with pre-market charts on, and you'll understand what I mean in a minute, most likely that first pick out of the gate is going to be up. So let's assume your point of control is here and pre-market the stock is kind of moving around. Once it opens, most likely direction here is up. And the reason is, you see this void right here in the histogram that I drew. Market or price action in the markets does not like gaps, voids of any kind. So they will tend to fill. And this will show you typically the range for the day as well. Oftentimes when the stock gets up to this level, it'll start to sell off. In what I've experienced, for this to work really well, there needs to be some extremes. So you've got to have that strat setup, first of all, that you're looking at on a larger time frame, and price needs to be either at the top or the bottom of that histogram chart. So this would be an example of a long using volume by price. And again, this is your makeshift POC in my drawing. Let's draw an example of how that would look through the short side. So let's say your histogram chart looks something like this. And market opens, point of control is right here, and your price action's kind of floating around. Market opens up. As soon as it passes beneath that point of control is typically when I'll get in. And oftentimes that's coordinated with a strat signal as well. But price will tend to come down to the bottom of that range. So you can see right here, this void. Again, the markets do not like a void of any kind. And this happens day in and day out, over and over again. If you get a situation where you have a histogram chart that's kind of middle of the range, that can be a little trickier. I recommend, after watching this video, add the indicator on your chart if you want to, and just watch it and make the observations, see how it works. I don't ever recommend changing anything you're doing and trying to trade it live. Just like Rob always says with learning the strat, you want to learn it and practice first before you start jumping into trades. So let's look at some real examples here. Let me just change the screen share to my charts. Here's an example from today, and this is Amazon. Now, I always have this on with pre-market, and the reason is, let me just show you, if I take pre-market off, a couple things. One, you won't see the histogram until the market actually opens, and it, in my eyes, kind of interferes with seeing the price action, which is really the most important thing. So to start out, I always have pre-market on, because you will have a histogram forming right here, and you can see fairly clearly what's going on. So if we look at Amazon, chances are this main point of control line was down lower earlier on. And these little dots represent developing point of control. So where volume by price is shifting to, where the most volume is occurring and changing over the course of the day. So in this example, we've got price at the lower end of this range. And by market open, once we're above that point of control, so you've got a STRAT signal here too. You basically enter right here, whoops. And then your target would be up to the top of this range. Oftentimes we can look left, but you can see with Amazon, we look left on the 5-minute, you'd probably have to go to a larger time frame to see kind of what that magnitude is. But it's uncanny how well this will show you what the range is going to be for the day. And then let's look at SPY. And you will see the opposite. So this is a short side setup where out of the gate, when I see this formation and it's near the top of the range, I know it might go up a little bit, but I'm really looking for that short trade, especially when you see this large kind of gap in the volume by price. And once again, my target is going to be to the bottom of that range. So you could have gotten short here. Let me just blow this up a little bit. On this failed 2 that went 3, once it went below the point of control, or you could have even taken it on that next candle down. But it's a really good real-time visual indicator where the buyers and sellers are. So I hope that's helpful. Let me just show you what my settings are. And this is actually Trading Views volume by profile. So you click on the function, volume by profile. They have session volume HD and session volume. I like the HD because it gives you that evolving, the little dots, point of control. So my settings, a lot of this stuff I uncheck because I don't like too much on my charts kind of interfering with my ability to see price action. But when you get this, I think the developing point of control is set on step line or something. I don't like looking at it like that. So I made it a black thin line and then changed it to circles so I can see on each candle. Unchecked these boxes, and then on the volume profile, I've got a width of 70. So that's basically how long it is. And then I faded out these colors quite a bit. Show values puts the orders. So you'll see each volume candle's got this many orders by this many orders. I don't want all those numbers. I just want to see what the volume profile looks like. So that is not checked. Value area at 20. I don't have show values there either. And then my kind of daily point of control, I just changed it to a straight line on the thinnest setting so I can see it on the chart. But hopefully that's helpful. Let me know what other questions you guys have, and I'll try to do some of these quicker vids to help you. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.